All right, so you know why you're here, right? You're here for the no-nonsense deep dives. And today, well, you flagged it, the new Raymond Weil Freelancer complete calendar. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
What makes this new watch so noteworthy, especially when we're talking about, watches with complications that are actually attainable?
Yeah, Raymond Weil, they've been making some noise lately, especially with that Millesime collection, the vintage-inspired one. And this new Freelancer kind of feels like it's riding that same wave.
For sure.
Yeah.
So to get everyone on the same page, the Freelancer collection, it's a pretty big deal for Raymond Weil, right?
Absolutely. It's their flagship. Been around since 2007. And the crazy thing is just how diverse it is. You've got your simple time-only pieces, chronographs, divers. They even have open heart models, world timers, different case shapes for men and women. It's really a whole spectrum.
Yeah.
And now this complete calendar, well, it's like the latest chapter in that story.
Okay, so the big selling point here, the complete calendar, what does that even mean in the watch world?
So basically it means this watch can show you the date, the month, and even the phase of the moon. And with this new model, they've redesigned the 40mm case. Added integrated correctors so you can adjust all those functions. It gives it a really sleek look.
Integrated correctors. That's
Yeah.
got to be a good thing, right? From a design standpoint.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. So you've got two main options. Stainless steel with a matching bracelet, kind of a mix of polished and brushed finishes. And then there's a rose gold PVD coated steel. More cost-effective way to get that gold look. It comes with a brown calfskin strap. Both versions have sapphire crystals front and back.
Nice. And then you mentioned something about the water resistance. That's usually not a big focus with these calendar watches, right?
It's actually pretty impressive. 100 meters? They pulled that off with a large fluted screw-down crown. That kind of water resistance is not something you see every day with a complete calendar. Makes you think they really put some thought into the durability.
100 meters.
Uh-huh.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're looking at the watch face.
Yeah.
How did they manage to fit all those calendar elements and still make it look good?
They did a really nice job with the layout. So the steel version has a blue dial. The rose gold PVD has what they call a dune color. Both have satin sunray finish. The day and the month are displayed in these little windows right at 12 o'clock.
Okay, that makes sense.
The moon phase is down at 6 o'clock. They actually used a NASA image of the moon, set it against a starry sky. It's a really nice touch. And then the date is displayed on an outer ring with a dedicated hand for that. It's a lot of information, but somehow they made it work. It feels balanced,
Yeah, it sounds like they kept it elegant, even with all that complexity. What about the smaller details, like the hour markers and hands?
So the hour markers are applied either rose gold or nickel plated, depending on which model you go with. They all have these little luminous dots and this really cool tapering shape. The hands match that aesthetic too. They've got lume inserts as well. And around the edge, there's this circular brushed minutes track. Subtle detail, but it adds to the overall look.
So we've talked about what we see. Now let's talk about what's going on under the hood. What movement are we working with here?
So it's powered by the automatic caliber RW3281, which is based on the Sellita SW301, known for its reliability. They added a module to handle all the complete calendar functions.
Ah, so that's how they kept the cost down.
Exactly. Using a modular approach means they didn't have to develop a whole new movement in-house, which keeps things more affordable. Plus, it gives you a 56-hour power reserve, which is pretty respectable.
Okay, so when we talk affordability, what are we looking at price-wise for this level of complication and design?
So both versions, the steel and the rose gold PVD, are going to run you somewhere around CHF 3,495, EUR 3,775, or GBP 3,195.
Gotcha. So not exactly chump change, but compared to some of the other watches out there with complications.
Yeah, you're definitely in that accessible complications territory.
So to sum it all up, it sounds like this new Raymond Weil Freelancer complete calendar is a well-designed, well-proportioned watch. It's got that sophisticated complete calendar complication, but it's also coming in at a price that's not going to break the bank. And of course, it's part of their already well-established Freelancer line.
Exactly. I think it's a really strong option for someone who wants to get into mechanical watches with a little more complexity, without having to spend a fortune.
Really interesting stuff. This whole thing, the classic looks mixed with the modern construction, like those integrated correctors and the water resistance, it really makes you think about what people want in a watch these days. Are we seeing a shift towards more versatile everyday watches with complications built in? Something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with me.
Anytime.
And to all you listeners out there, keep those deep dive requests coming. We'll be back with more soon.